Hello students, today we'll continue with the second part of Unit 3 Geography, that is hydrological cycle. So far we have completed up to the water on the earth, the hydrological cycle, the components of hydrological cycle. Okay, today we'll start with forms of condensation. So dew, frost, fog, mist and clouds. So these are all the forms of condensation. Now we'll see about dew. So for example, if an object is there, see here, if this pen is an object, the surface of this pen is cold. So due to the condensation of water vapor, a droplet is formed on the surface of this pen, on the surface of this object. So it is called dew. So when this dew is formed, so when the temperature of this object is low, so then this dew, that is a water droplet like structure, is formed. Frost. So see here, this is an object. So when the surface of this object is cold, when the water vapor, okay, the water vapor is deposited on this object, so it will form the ice crystals. So that is known as frost. So when this frost will form, so it will form when the temperature of this object is low, that is below the freezing point of temperature. So if the temperature of the object is below the freezing point of temperature, so there will the ice crystals will form there due to the deposition of water vapor. Fog. So fog is a tiny water droplets. Tiny means a small water droplets or the ice crystals, so which is present in the air layer. Okay, fog is a tiny water droplets or the ice crystals that is present in the air layer. Okay, and this air layer which contains this tiny water droplets, it is next to the earth's surface, and the visibility of this tiny droplets, so it is visible to 1000 meter or below to that. For aviation purposes, the criterion for fog is 10 km or less. For aviation purposes means for the flight purposes, so the criteria, the measure of fog is 10 km or less than that. Now we'll see about the mist. So these are also the tiny droplets of water. So these droplets are formed when the water vapor, okay, the water vapor which is present in the air is cooled rapidly. The water vapor which is present in the air is cooled rapidly, then these droplets are formed. So this is less dense than fog. So mist is less dense than the fog. The last heading is clouds. So in the atmosphere, in the clouds, it consists of water droplets or the ice particles. So the size of these water droplets are generally range from couple of microns. Couple means from 2 microns to the 100 microns. Okay, this is the normal size of this droplets. So when the size of this droplets is increased, it becomes the raindrops. Infiltration. So infiltration means the water which is present above the surface of the earth. Okay, so it enters into the soil. So this process is called infiltration. So through this infiltration, the soil will store water for the plants and the organisms in the soil. Okay, the water which is present in the earth's surface is entered into the soil is called infiltration, and through this process the soil can store water for plants and the organisms in the soil. So this water, it enters into the soil now. So some of the water, it remains there. It remains in the underground. So this is called underground water. And also this rate of infiltration, so it is influenced by the physical characteristics of the soil. Okay, so the water enters into the soil, no, so the rate of infiltration is also influenced by the soil, that is the physical characteristics of the soil, moisture content of the soil, soil temperature and the rainfall intensity. See here, this is the infiltration process. See, precipitation means rain. So if rain water is there, if the soil is non-porous soil and the rock soil, so the rainwater, it cannot penetrate into the soil deeply, right? And also if the soil is porous, the rainwater which is above the surface can penetrate deeply into the soil. Okay, what do you mean by porous? Porous means some tiny holes in the soil. So if the soil is very hot like a rock, then the water cannot penetrate into the soil. If the soil is porous, then the water can penetrate deeply into the soil. So this is called infiltration process. Now we'll see about the percolation. So we'll see about the percolation process now. So the water is entered into the soil now. So that is called infiltration, right? So this water, so it moves downward. So this is called percolation. Okay, the water which enters into the soil, it moves downward. It is called percolation. So the water which is infiltrated, so it enters into the plants and also to the plant root zones, right? But the water which is percolated into the soil, so it enters into the rock layers and it forms the groundwater. So மண்ணுக்குள்ள நல்ல போகி அது ground water மாதிரி உள்ள store ஆகுது. Okay, so through this percolation process, it represents the flow of water from the unsaturated zone to the saturated zone. So the water through this percolation process, it enters into the unsaturated zone to the saturated zone. Runoff. So runoff means the running water, so that is pulled by the gravity across the land surface. So the running water is pulled by the gravity and it spread the whole earth surface. So that is called runoff. Through this runoff, the groundwater and surface water, it refreshes. Okay, the runoff refreshes the groundwater and the surface water. The water from the rain, the snow melt and irrigation or other purposes. So these are all the significant element in the water cycle. We know about soil erosion, right? So this runoff, it is a major thing in the erosion process. So through this runoff, many landform structures are formed like canyons and the gorges. The rate of this runoff, it depends on the amount of rainfall. Okay, and also the porosity of the soil, vegetation and the slope. So among this rainfall, only 35% of rain, it joins in the sea or the ocean. The remaining 65%, it is absorbed by the soil. Types of runoff. So there are 3 types of runoff based on the time interval between the rainfall. So first one is surface runoff. During the rainfall, one part of rainfall, it enters and it joins to the stream. Stream means to the ocean or the sea. So when this thing is happen, so it is happen when the rainfall is longer and it is heavier and it is exceeds the rate of infiltration. So it exceeds the rate of infiltration, and also if the rainfall is longer and heavier, then one portion of rainfall, it enters into the ocean or sea. Okay, it moves from one place to another according to the ground surface. So this is known as overland flow. So when this overland flow, it joins to the streams, channels or the oceans, it is termed as the surface runoff or surface flow. ஸோ ரெயின் வாட்டர் வந்து பாத்வே வந்து எப்படி இருக்குதோ, எப்படி சரிஞ்சு அந்த மாதிரிலாம் இருக்கும் இல்லையா, ஸோ அதை பொறுத்து ஒரு பிளேஸ்லேருந்து இன்னொரு பிளேஸுக்கு போகுது. ஸோ திஸ் ப்ராசஸ் இஸ் கால்ட் ஆஸ் overland flow. When this overland flow it joins with the ocean, then it is known as surface runoff. Second thing is subsurface runoff. In the infiltration process, we have learned that the water that enter into the soil, right? So the water enter into the soil and it will not join with the groundwater. So instead of that, it will join with the streams, rivers or the oceans. So that is known as subsurface runoff. Base flow. In the base flow, the water which enters into the soil, it joins with the groundwater. So this is called base flow. So this base flow will happen when the height of the water path is less than the water level of the groundwater. So if this criteria is satisfied, then this base flow will happen. During the dry time or the less rain time also, this groundwater, it provides the stream flow. So that's all. This lesson is over. Thank you, students. See the image. This is the image example of dew. Okay. And the next image is, so this is the image of mist which is less dense than the fog. So this is the image of fog. So you can find the difference between this mist and fog through this images. And the final image is the example for frost. Thank you, students.